any advice you got from anyone that really helped you, or like anything that stands out?
Which is what I don't do.
Bruh.
Hello everybody, we're here with Chris Painter from Sophie Lloyd's band, Rock and Roll. Just saw the set, it was so good.
Rock
I
and
love
roll.
that you
Thank
just did the Metallica cover as well. That was really nice.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun. That's something
cool.
that Sophie's like made a rendition of her own. Like she started off doing like a load of stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's all like shred versions of popular like rock songs throughout the years. And she's done like quite a few Metallica and like Iron Maiden and stuff.
Yeah.
And like it's such a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
And it's just such like a thank you Lars, because it's such a simple song to play, but it slaps.
It does. Are you on in it?
Absolutely.
Do you feel like that separates you from the audience a little bit?
A little bit it does. Like sometimes we'll have like ambient mics, so you get a little bit of vibe
so you
from
can
the
actually
audience,
hear
but they still cut through because it's loud as.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't play without in-ears because when I'm on stage, there's so much anxiety and there's so much adrenaline that when I'm playing, I don't know if you get it, but like when you're rehearsing stuff at home and you build up to a tempo to like get through whether it's like paradiddles, whatever you're doing, and you're struggling in that tempo. So when we're doing like a dress rehearsal or anything, I'm sometimes like struggling to keep up with the tempo.
Yeah.
When it's in a live situation like this,
No trouble.
everything's in slow motion.
Yep.
It's so bizarre. And like, so I haven't done many live shows. So to have that, I'm always, because I do a lot of the tech side, I'm like setting everything up, making sure everything works. And when I'm hearing that click and I'm like almost dragging, I'm just kind of like, is there something wrong with the playback? I'm just like, I can't get my head around it. And everyone's like, no, it's just your adrenaline. And you're like, I've actually got so much time to think about what I'm playing and what I'm doing. And you can really lock in and dig in.
How have you managed to get to this position?
So I met Sophie when she was a student at BIM. So she studied...
The wife, just to clarify.
The wife.
Yeah.
So she was a student on the guitar course. And I was a member of staff.
Yeah.
And Sophie always wanted to have this student-teacher fantasy. And long story short, she was chasing me and I was a little bit worried. I was like, I don't want to lose my job because staff and students shouldn't really intertwine. But she was on her final year. She was like 22 years old and I was single. So, you know, what's the worst? We're both responsible people. Yeah. So we just kept it on the DL until she graduated and then we like told the world basically.
Fair enough.
And then Sophie like released her Delusions EP in her final year of university.
Yeah.
And I just started like learning all of her one day, and then she didn't even think about doing live stuff. She wrote Delusions as a Christmas present for her mum and dad.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
what?
And then it built so much traction, and there was so much engagement and interest from fans all over the world from it. So she started releasing physical copies, and they took off. And then around the same time, like her YouTube took off, all her social media took off, and then over the years we've just been slowly building up to this moment.
And then I think the Machine Gun Kelly thing happened.
Oh yeah, that
helps.
That was
That would
wild.
help.
So that was actually through Rook, the drummer.
Yeah.
So his dad saw a video of Sophie doing like one of her shred covers.
Yeah.
He forwarded it on because he's like, they were looking for a guitarist for a long time, and just went, hey Rook, check this out. I think she'll slap in the band. He sent it on to Kels. Kels literally DM'd her. Yeah. And the year before, we reached out to MGK to see if he wanted to feature on Sophie's album.
Yeah.
So it's all kind of,
it just
everything's just kind of been put in place.
Together. Okay. So you say you don't get many interviews very often. So let's talk drums.
Oh.
So you were saying
stuff.
how you learned Sophie's discography kind of pretty quick.
Yeah.
How do you go about learning songs? Do you ever write down structures of anything? Like the set you just played.
Yeah.
Is that just all
memory
and jammed out in the?
Yeah, it's just like muscle memory. It's repetition. So even like last week, I did a gig for a band called Marisa and the Moth. So Marisa Rodriguez, who was on vocals, so she was on vocals for us today. I did front of house for them for 2 gigs, and I did a set for them on the day. Yeah. On the drums because their drummer couldn't make it. Yeah. And it was just a week or two of learning a 30-minute set. And I'm quite particular because I want to be as organic as I can to play how I want to play with my voicings and my style, but also pay homage to how it was originally recorded.
Yeah, with you.
Do you know what I mean? So people don't go, oh, it wasn't played like that. Oh,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But like trying to be as like accurate to it as I can, unless it's something I can't physically play, because I'm not technically gifted at the drums. I just play with like more personality and I just hit hard.
To you it's more about, and I agree with this, about the performance and what you're kind of putting out.
Yeah. Especially live, unless you're like a die-hard drummer who's watching just the drummer on set, which is like 90% of the time that's not right. You're just looking at the vocals or anyone else. As long as you're just like tight and you're hitting the out of the drums, and when it's live, it's all about energy and trying to like catch as many eyes as you can and just get everyone feel like they're it's all one big moment and everyone's involved. I think that's so much more important.
It's a mirror, so what you put out is what you get.
Absolutely, I try. I want to get everyone dancing and moving. Like that's what drums is about. It's about just about making your body move.
And so playing to the click helps you do that.
Absolutely.
You just forget about being on a certain time.
And I mean, like we use click as well for a couple of reasons, because we use backing tracks. We have like different layers and things going on that add to the live show. We might start using lights one day, so that's going to add to it as well. Yeah. And because I was saying when I play live, my mouth is so dry, so I always got to take so much water. Like, I don't know why. I think that's just a nervous thing, and hopefully that wears off. But like I was saying, because it's so slow. Yeah. So if I'm playing live and I don't have a click, I'll be playing at what I think is the tempo of the song. Yeah. We'll get through an hour set in 20 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
I'm the same. I'm dreadful for that. Yeah. So when you were kind of self-teaching yourself, was there any advice you got from anyone that really helped you, or like anything that stands out?
Practice.
Yeah.
Which is what I don't do. I will prepare for a show. Yeah. And what I do is I stay in my lane. Like I've tried learning so many different songs, and I've tried playing like Danny Carey, and like it just I just don't. It's not me. Yep. I like to do a little bit more Dave Grohl and just hit hard. Yeah, and it's all singles. I don't care about doing like sixth note triplet fills here and there. I just want to hit hard, and I want people to feel it, and that's all what it's about. And like I say, it's just you just want to engage your audience and not have them going, do you know what I mean?
I think you and I have very similar takes on it, to be honest.
So I just like hitting hard, and if I can get away doing 8th notes instead of 16th notes, I'm gonna do it.
Golden.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, because I'm hitting hard, and it's all elbows. Yeah. I'm not using wrists or fingers. I want to go around the kit like that. After the first song, I'm pooched. Yeah. So like 8th notes, please. Yes. All day. Yes.
And something that was refreshing for me, especially doing the social media thing, was hearing that you don't have to know everything to get somewhere still in the industry. It's useful. It's what you want to do.
Absolutely. But, the main thing is just to be true to yourself and be passionate about what you're doing, and just don't do it for the sake of doing it. Like if you don't like what you're doing, why are you doing it? Like I like doing it because it gives me such a rush, and I'm doing and I like doing it with Sophie. I don't really want to join other bands and play other. I like playing our music
her drummer,
and like what my voicings and how I can represent her in the best possible way. Do you know what I mean? I don't care about anything else. I just like playing on stage with her and having a laugh. Do you know what I mean? And like having a good time. And you come off and people come up to you and you say, "That was sick," and I go, "Oh, really? Like, wow, was it? Thanks a lot." But like, I always come off just feeling like, "Oh, I could have done better," which is a good thing. You always need to strive to improve. If you come off, you're like, "Oh yeah, I smashed it." Maybe look at yourself a little bit.
So you say you don't really practice unless it's for shows, but what was the last thing what's the thing you're still trying to work on and develop, if there is anything?
6th notes. Like
what, 6 stroke rolls?
6 stroke rolls, yeah. Like I'm trying to catch it on the ride and just go like something like, so you got like a row at the end of the song you're doing, and you're going around the kit and giving it all that. Yeah. Nah, man, that's why I started doing double kicks, so I can just go like right, left, and just giving it. Yeah. Just doing.
Not bottom triplets. Instead.
No, well, do you know what I'll do? Yeah, I'll do bottom triplets, but I'll start with the right. I won't lead with the left because
I get in trouble on the internet.
I can't. Well, they're not bottom triplets if you're not leading with the left.
No.
But I learned from Dave Grohl, and he started from the right. So
it's Dave Grohl triplets. Then,
absolutely, yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for.
That's all right, but I've got a question for you.
For me?
Well. How the turntables?
Couple of questions here, because obviously you do a hell of a lot for the drum community, like with all the videos you're doing, all your lessons, and you're always at like drum exhibitions and stuff like that. Yeah. But when are we going to see more of you doing some live shows?
Oh, that is a great question. Yeah, when we get booked, call me. Call me.
Literally.
I've just never seen myself as a kind of masterclass kind of girly, really.
I'm not talking masterclass. I'm talking
just
on
playing
stage,
gigs.
doing some more shows.
I'm in Alona's band, Alona Mayu. The spelling is here. But also Bryony Down in the Forest, which is a really fun one. But it's not like you. It's kind of like, I'm not thinking about the technical stuff so much. It's about the feel and the serving the song.
Yeah,
at the end
it's
of the
serving
day.
the song, exactly.
So it's more about the vibe than the technical side of things. And it's not always, most of the time, to be honest, it's not about the
you're sorted though, because you're so good at playing as well. I watch your videos all the time, like. I need to learn that, and then I look at my practice pad and I go, no, I'm gonna play some more Pokemon.
Call me, babe. Call me. We can sort out those 6-stroke rolls.
Yeah, exactly.
Set you up. It's fine. Amazing. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem,
thank you for the compliments. I didn't pay him for that. Thank you so much. If you want to see more interviews just like this one, then either click here or over here, or go down in the description, and also subscribe.
Yeah.
Because it helps the girl out.
And hit that notification bell if this is on YouTube.
You're hired.
There we go.
Amazing. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.